Yes, people, what's going on? John Sinclair TV back again, and I've got Cody, a Leeds United supporter. Cody, big up to you and good evening to you.
Good evening to you too. Hope you're doing well and hope you've had a nice Christmas break as well.
Thank you very much indeed, and it's been a good Christmas. I went up to Newcastle and seen my partner, and I'm back up again for a few days in New Year, so I can't wait for that. Up for the match as well. It's been a quiet one, and happy days. So, how's things with you? How was your Christmas there?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Got the dreaded cold that everyone seems to be getting at this time of year, but can't always avoid it. Not so much great football, but what can we do? Can't have it all, as they always say. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Going to do an hour and 10 minutes on the show as well. And guys, if you like the video, like what you see, then hit the like button. Also, have to hit that subscribe button as well. If you like the super chat, the super chat options open and give what a channel's worth. And if you'd like to become a member, it's just 99p. And just click on the link on top of the chat as well. I'm going to go for some comments as well, so you can get used to our CODYS as well. Cheers, one of my mods, good evening to you. Fantastic chat today, by the way. Big up to you. Remember to keep those comments respectfully. Please no caps and duplicate comments. Enjoy the show. Thank you so much indeed. Cheers. And I got one from Mighty Mag. We've got quite a few Leeds fans as well. So Leeds fans, you're always welcome as well. Evening, Cheers and Tony. And Tony? I'm John. Tony's my co-host, so he's not available tonight, unfortunately, but big up. What the heck I know it's sniffing around Brucey for? Must be a click and bed story. Would you take Steve Bruce if Jesse Marsch get the sack? Would you take Steve Bruce as manager at Newcastle?
Oh, that's a tricky one. That's a tricky one. I think I don't think he'd go down very well at Ellen Road, would Steve Bruce, due to his old connections, let's say. But we could. Yeah, exactly that word. It could be worse, but I think that's the problem and we'll discuss it probably more later. But with Marsch, it's who you'd bring in. Who else is available at the moment? There's hardly anyone that's realistic. Yeah. You know, we all can say, oh well, yeah, just bring in Poch. Yeah, that's not going to happen. We need to be a bit realistic.
I tell you what, though, if you do get Poch, I take my hat off to you. If you do get Poch, when you come to Leeds, he wants Champions League. Are Leeds there? Probably not, but you never know. You never know one day. Like Mag, I got you there, mate. And big up to Andy, by the way. Hi to Andy. I want to say a big thank you to you, John, and your guest. You got me through some difficult times this year. Watching you guys help take my mind off it. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you as well, Andy. Andy, thank you so much for your kind words. I really appreciate that. He's a top guy, Andy. He is a great guy as well. Got one for Chris as well. Leeds. Always look forward to playing the Toon. Two top sides and great fans. Chris, thank you so much indeed, Chris. Top guy, and thank you for subscribing to my channel as well. And glad you enjoyed it, Andy, and give my channel a check as John Combs on there as well. Yeah, do go into All Black and White TV, and hopefully Tony will get you on this channel as well. Cody, and he's a great guy. He's my co-host as well. Great guy as well. Big up Tony, but I enjoyed time up in Newcastle. Toon, Black and White Army, and Mr. Henry. Jess is chatting to others as well, which is fantastic. We'll go for the channels, which I think is good. Good evening, John and Cody. Good evening to you, Gareth. Hope you had a lovely Christmas. I certainly did. And Cody as well. If Norwich wants Brucey, then they will not be getting promoted. I tell you what, his name has to be linked. And Norwich fans, God help you, man. Fantastic chatting to you today too, John. Thank you. Cheers. Love to you. Love to Jules as well. Big up to Alan. And Jay said, no. Amazing. Just to let you know, John said, there you go. Amazing. I'm a red. I am not a red. I'm not a red. And to say that to a Leeds fan, right? Come on, man.
Can't be supporting two teams, John. Can't be supporting two teams.
Not me. Not me. I'm black and white all the way. Don't listen to me. We gotta have like a 100. But listen, no way. Newcastle's my team. Newcastle There you go. Big up to Davey D, by the way. Hope to you right, Davey. Even to you all. Hi, guys. Rob from New Zealand. Big up to Rob from New Zealand. Right, let's go on to the preview. Your start of the season for Leeds, right? I mean, you're fifth bottom of the table. You got beat the other last night against Man City by 3-1, and it's Haaland's making a difference for the side. How is your season going, right? And are you happy with Jesse Marsch and the players that he's brought in? Did he need time to settle in, or are the players all good enough?
So I think from where I am, I think we've not had a bad season overall. Even though we're sat where we're sat, with what we've got, I think we're doing quite well. I think the break came at the worst time for us. I think we were just hitting some form. Obviously, we beat Liverpool. We come back to beat Bournemouth 4-3, and we should have done better against Spurs, but unfortunately, going down to 10 men and then making some questionable decisions tactically. Marsch did when he brought some players off, which I didn't agree with, let's say, and put some more defensive players on at that point when we should have been going for the win a little bit more before we went down to 10 men. So I think the break for the World Cup came at the wrong time, and there's been a lot of conversation whether the break for the World Cup would do some teams good, some teams bad, and I think for us it definitely came at a bad time. The players that Marsch has brought in, I think we've had one which for me is our star player now. So we've got Tyler Adams, who for me he's just such a natural replacement for Calvin Phillips, who obviously you talked about last night. He was just sat on Man City's bench, and he's only played 40 minutes for them all season. So I think Tyler Adams has done absolute wonders, and he showed himself in a fantastic light at the World Cup. When he played England, he did very well. Let's say Aronson, I think he has done not too bad for us too. I don't think he's done overly anything wrong, but I think he'll need more time. I think it's one of those that everyone knows the Premier League. On the first time that you come into the first season, it's all about settling in and getting used to that high tempo and high physicality of the league.
Excuse me.
And then Siniestra is being injured for the season pretty much, which is a shame. We seem to do it quite a lot. That's why we've got no left back, because the left back that we did sign a couple of seasons ago in Firpo, he's just nowhere to be seen because of injuries. But I'd say not the worst start to the season, but not the best. We probably sat where we deserved and at the moment, and January transfer window is important, let's say, for us, more so than what yours is. You're living the life up near the top in third. So I'm guessing you can't complain too much with your start. How would you rate yours?
I'll tell you what it is, right? I mean, I'm glad you asked the question. I didn't expect us to be in third. I didn't expect that at all. And also, before the start of the season, if you ask us where we'd like to finish, I say 10th, 9th, 10th, with a cup run as well. And I'll be happy with that. But let's be real, because at the end of the day, right, I mean, finishing 9th, 10th at a trophy at the end of the season, Cody, I would have been happy with that at this moment in time. Excuse me. But being third, right, it's in the Carabao Cup, and third at this moment in time. I lost once this season. We should never have lost to Liverpool, by the way. I tell you something now, I'm just over the moon. I mean, there's players that for our team, since Eddie Howe's come in, he has improved a lot of players, yeah? Look at Joe Linton. He cost 40 million quid as a striker, and he was, for me, one of the worst players I've seen in a black and white shirt. That's not his fault, by the way, but excuse me. That is down to Mike Ashley, because he wanted to buy Joe Linton over Rafa Benitez, and Rafa didn't want him. He wasn't worth the money. So Ashley still did it. And that's how it went. So, cost 40 million quid. And since Eddie Howe's come in, right, he's playing in midfield. And I tell you something, right, this guy's been a revolution. Any Newcastle fan will pack us up on that one on the chat. He's been a revolution in the midfield. He can play on the left. He can play in midfield. His work rate is absolutely fantastic. It really is. If he doesn't get picked for Brazil or the Copa America in a couple of 18 months' time, there's going to be a Stewart's inquiry, because at the end of the day, right, he deserves it, man. He really does deserve it. I love Joe Linton. And I tell you what, if you listen to a song, right, it's absolutely brilliant. And Miggy Almiron, right, he was going nowhere at Newcastle. I can't lie. He played on the left, on the right, false 9, a 10. And Steve Bruce has regressed him big time, really regressed him big time. And since Eddie Howe coming again, he plays him on the right. And my God, this guy, he's like a new signing, Cody, a new signing, right? And he could save us 50 to 70 million quid in the transfer market. Because I tell you now, he is worth every single penny. Now 22 million it costs, and he's worth every single penny. And and he got some players like Sven Botman at the back, cost 35 million. My God, this guy's like a Rolls Royce defender. People are saying about William Saliba, how wonderful he is, right? He's world class. I'll tell you something now. This guy, he should be in the Dutch squad. He will be the new manager. I'll tell you that now, because this guy is absolutely Rolls Royce. And I tell you what, he's 35 million quid, right? How much would it be worth if he moved on? My God, Cody, I tell you what, no Premier League team, apart from Man City, could afford him. I'm telling you that for now. And anyway, if he's going to move on in the future, in about 5, 6, 7, 8 year time, I hope he doesn't, I would not sell him to another English club. There's no way. But he's been a revelation.
He's definitely shored up your defence as well, and with Shah there as well. I think they've combined together to make a really good centre back pairing. I've seen Shah. I think I'm pronouncing it right. I've seen lots of different pronunciations of his name, and I've seen him in previous seasons, and he's not looked that composed, and it just shows you when you've got a strong centre half at the side of one which can do a job and has got that potential. He's brought the potential out of him, and to be fair, your back four, very, 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 let's say, very, very good. I wouldn't complain about having any of your back four, to be fair. But I'm sure we'll move on. We'll move on to that. We'll move on to that later on, I'm sure.
Oh no, I'm sorry. You'd have to have our back four, wouldn't you?
Well, yes. of course, to be fair, with how our back four are performing, there'd be one little shout that I'd make with our back four, but apart from that, and it'd be a small shout. It wouldn't be arguing that there should be in your back four, but it'd be like a notable mention. But I'm sure we'll move on to that when it comes to doing a bit of a combined 11. So
cool.
Yeah,
absolutely right, and that would be fun and games for that. So
Mason's comment there. If you
get relegated,
can we have Rodrigo and Somerville? Ideally not. Yeah, so Somerville's got a lot of potential. Somerville is definitely up and coming. So yeah, but Rodrigo, whether he's worth 27 million pounds that we paid for him, I'm not so sure. But to be fair, I don't like to bring it up, but we kind of do like owe you one from last season for beating Burnley last game of the season. So I weren't going to bring it up and mention it, but if it weren't for you doing that, no matter what we would have done against Brentford in the last game of the season, we won't be sat here having this conversation right now. So
no, that's fine. We'll respect you anyway, Cody. We'll respect you all the time. So
yeah,
I'm not sure if you want to chat there.
I think Leeds and Newcastle fans do. So I think there's a lot of respect there between the two sets of fans, because I think we're both very passionate and proper, what I call proper football fans.
Absolutely, absolutely. 42 people watching this show. Thank you very much indeed. Do slap a likes as well, people. 42 people. Thank you so much indeed. And do follow CODYS LUFC. And just tell us your Twitter account. Where they can follow you for that, and then ask again later.
It's CODYS LUFC Crocs. So yeah, thank you.
Get her followed as well. Basically, we do get relegated, which I hope you don't. Carry down Rodrigo and Summerfield, the latter tick. And then I won't read that. Mighty Magpie, that's fine. Hi, Cody. You could have done us a favour and beat City last night. Thanks for nout.
Sorry, we did try. We did try. Again, questionable this tactical decision making. Why go all out attack when there's 1 minute of additional time at the end of first half? Why not just keep the ball, which we did have the ball? If we did that and we went in 0-0, you stress them out. A team like City, you need to keep them at 0-0 for as long as you can, just to give yourself that best chance of potentially, getting something on the break. We didn't perform overly bad, but I've seen a lot of people on Twitter saying, "Oh yeah, but we were never meant to beat. We're never meant to beat City." I'm like, what's the point in the Premier League then? Because the whole point is you go out to beat everybody. You don't go out to lose a game, do you? So
exactly. Done. Well said. Oh, I've just got some breaking news. It's absolutely sad news. I'm calling everyone in the chat, and this is going to break every football fan worldwide. This is going to hit us hard, by the way. We just had Christmas, right? And New Year's coming up, right? And Pele, the Brazilian superstar, played in 4 World Cups, won 3 of them from 1958, 62 and 70, has sadly passed away at age 82. Oh, no. So Pele, one of the greatest footballers of all time, has sadly passed away. And my condolences goes out to his family as well. He has been trying to fight cancer, colon cancer, and I'm sure Tim Thickery have plenty to say about that on another sports channel as well. That's breaking news, just to let you know, guys. It's sad that Pele has sadly passed away at the age of 82. A sad loss for world football. It really, really, really is. So we may just comment on that later on quickly. But Mark, I'm not going to read the next comment, mate. I do apologise. I like you, but I just can't. I'm sorry, but I don't think that will be appreciated as well. But I do apologise. I just can't be sure. Get even to Gary D. Okay. I want to ask. Do you like the player model Leeds? I mean, do you like players under 25s? Do you buy players under 25s and sell on a profit? Because from looking at the players you bought, they look at under 25, 26, young, the potential, and sell on for millions in the future.
I like it to a point, and I echo your thoughts about Pele there as well. I think there's unfortunately a lot of football legends that have gone this year. So rest in peace to them all. And most recently Pele there, one of the greats, of course. So yeah, in terms of the young player model at Leeds, I think I like it to a point. I think I do like our academy does produce some excellent talent, and there is a talent pipeline coming through constantly. But in terms of buying young talent, which we are doing, it's always risky because you always will get them then bought from probably someone like yourself in a couple of years' time, if not now. And that's the way of football. But hopefully that way you can reinvest that into the team and improve your team. Like we did when we sold Calv, we got Tyler Adams, and that's a great investment and money well spent. But we've had it where we've not spent very efficiently. Looking at Firpo, who's just not played for us, for instance, and Llorente, who's not done so well for us either. But yeah, I think in terms of young talent, I think it's a good way forward, and it's a way which can help bridge the gap between money, those clubs that have got loads of money and those clubs that haven't. You've got to do something. You've got to be creative. So that's sometimes what you've got to do. John, I don't know if you're on mute.
Sorry, I'm sorry. That's a good comment there. I was muted. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's a brilliant comment there, sort of thing. Like, you know, that's the way to go. I believe if you see it, buy Bears Young and sell them on for profits as well. You look at places like Allison, Christensen, Rocker, Diaby, Adams, Sinistera, who I really love, by the way, Perkins, Rubbles, and Gononto, Italian international as well. And I tell you what, Gononto is going to be a player. Sinistera, I love that player. He plays outside left. He's quick. He's direct, skillful. Tyler Adams, the player that I love to have in Newcastle next season. That guy is absolutely brilliant. He works hard for the team. He gives you 90 minutes every single week. And I tell you what, he looks after the back four so well. So if he is available at any time, let us know. And I think this guy's amazing. Let's go for the... Would you do a deal with us, Tyler Adams, to Newcastle in the summer? Would you deal or no deal?
Well, we need him ourselves. I think we'll have no choice if we go down though. So you might be there poaching him at first at the right price, of course. We'll inflate it because we know that you've got money. That's how it goes.
Is that a Newcastle tax there? Newcastle tax.
Yeah.
Newcastle tax.
Yeah. You've got to do it. We know you've got the money. We know you can afford it. So gotta just charge 10, 15 million pound more.
Oh, bloody! I'll tell you, I'll not be this as you then. You're not half a daily, I'm telling you. Good luck to Cordy. That's Chris as well. If the Magpies play like they did against us, you're going to need it. I tell you what, I was there. We were absolutely fantastic. We really were. Cordy, question for you from Alan. Big up to Alan, by the way. Do you miss Rafinha? What a player he was.
I miss Rafinha on his good day. On his good day, I really, really, really miss Rafinha. When he was good and when his head was at Leeds, he lit it up. He was a player that really made the difference. But to be fair, Gononto is stepped into that role, and Somerville, he's shown at times where he's been able to step into that role and been able to perform. I genuinely thought Aronson would do a little bit more and be that Rafinha player, but unfortunately, he's just not quite clicked on as what I would have hoped. But give him a little bit more time, and maybe so. So yeah, I do miss him, but it's just his attitude and his head weren't at Leeds. So we always say at Leeds, if a player doesn't want to be at Leeds, we don't want them at Leeds.
Absolutely. I totally agree. I mean, you're a great club, Leeds. Respect for your club as well. And we're on for Aronson straight swap. Absolutely no chance. We'll keep on digging.
We can hope. We can hope.
Yeah, big deals. I tell you what, though. I mean, Chris, we're looking for a good deal there as well. But love you, Chris, but I'm sorry, not this season. Chill out, Cordy. That's a Matthew P. Big up for Foxy now. Foxy, if you look at Foxy, the expert South American football, this guy is the expert, and I kind of compete with this guy. But he's just saying, and I'm going to have to kind of agree for a bit, Leeds looks pretty average to me for that in this area. They need him back quickly if they want to pick up results. And I'm going to have to agree with Foxy all the way because this guy is absolutely brilliant. It is. I was looking forward to watching him play against Trippier. That'd be tough. But I still think Trippier will come on top anyway, to be fair. And all facts about Peter Lawman's Leeds penalty kick was 107 miles per hour back in the 70s. Jesus flipping Christ. I tell you what, get out of the way. Otherwise, you're not going to save them. But thanks for that one, Davey. Have the utmost respect for Bielsa. It's a shame you let him go because he's your best manager in a long time. Me personally, I would have kept Bielsa, right? Because you can have one bad season. He would have sorted it out. And I think Bielsa would have got into Europe because he would have sucked at the defence. And I think Bielsa, I would give him another go at it because Bielsa is a cracking manager, and he still is, by the way.
Yeah, I think it's a Bielsa match. It's a very dividing topic within Leeds and amongst Leeds fans. So I think Bielsa he brought Leeds back to where we are now, and he very much has made Leeds like the thing that people can talk about again. But it was one of those that we were getting battered 6-0, 7-0 every single week, but we were creating chances. Whereas I feel like at the moment our defense is slightly better, but our attack just doesn't look like we're gonna score much at all, especially at the moment. But Sinistra's to come back. Gunanto's playing really, really quite well. There's hope, but we haven't got a striker that's consistently scoring. But saying that, Rodrigo has got 9 goals this season, so it's not the worst, I guess. So can't complain too much on that. But
yeah,
we'll get there.
You'll get there. You'll get there. He'll keep you up as well. That's something. And Gary's saying about, don't know if you've seen Bass's post on Twitter about Cabbage. He'd possibly going to Norwich as the new manager. I tell you what, God help Norwich. God help Norwich if they get him, by the way. Please, Norwich, don't. And don't mention Kieran McKenna, because Aaron Lennon's come out and said on Sky, he said that they need to get your manager in like Kieran McKenna. I tell you what, to say that with Ipswich fans watching, I tell you what, he embarrassed himself, by the way. You can't say that. You know what I mean? But so he meant to similar along those lines, so I have to pick that up straight away. For me, Trippier makes a Toon click on the counter attack. That's an Allen. He does. Just go about Joe. He has been great, but he needs to keep playing well for the next 2 or 4 years to make the national tournament, as there's so much quality youth coming through Brazil at the minute. That's a fair shout. It'd be about 30, by the way, let's be real, but I understand what you mean. Cody, you guys don't go doing. I think Everton are cert, and Jay Rush is.
I hope you're right there. To be fair, don't like Everton. Everton. Not going to be popular on this show for saying that, maybe, but don't like Everton. Got a personal hate towards Everton. We don't like fans either. So that's what it's all. That's what it all boils down to. You say.
Excellent. Good comment. Leeds can't defend properly. They scored 26 scores this season, right? Which is absolutely fantastic. But they conceded 29 this season. And it's their defence. It needs to be fixed up in January very, very quickly. If they don't fix up very, very quickly, then I'm afraid they could be in serious trouble. But I think scoring goals and winning will keep Leeds up. And I believe Leeds will stay up this season. I really, really do. When Sinisterra comes back, Adams perform, Alison fix up. I think you'd be fine, but you need a striker badly. A striker because Patrick Bamford, for me, if I was a Leeds fan, I would love him, but you need a striker and you need one very, very quickly. Otherwise, he'll be struggling to score goals. It's okay having wings, but you haven't got a striker who's going to finish the chances off. Then it's a problem. But we'll see what happens in January window. I hope Leeds signs 2 strikers as well. Big up to RB. Hey, how are you? Hope you're okay. You need to put your names down, people. The situation, Madison's situation, like I said, yesterday I did a transfer clip yesterday, and I think that could be a summer buy and not a January buy. I don't think Leicester was selling. They'd be foolish anyway, to be fair. Hi to John. Hi, Cody. Newcastle versus Leeds, the closest we have to a Northern Derby. Absolutely ditto. Hope you okay, my guy. Brazil Legend Penny. Yes, we touched on that, mate. It's so sad. Question for Danil as well for you, Cody. Your thoughts on Jesse Marsch?
Jesse Marsch's tactics are very strange. So he's very much he likes to play quite narrow football. Doesn't really like to play with wingers, ironically enough, and we've got a team full of them at the moment. So it's really difficult. I can see that he's tried to shore up the defense, and I can see that he's done that to a point. In terms of we're not conceding 6-7 in games, we're conceding 3-4 in games, but we shouldn't be losing to teams like Fulham, at home in particular.
Agreed.
You know, in the sense of if we're wanting to push on now, we shouldn't be losing to those types of teams. And unfortunately, it looks like this is what we're having to cope with, another relegation potential battle. Like you say, there is teams down there which you hope that are our worst, but Leeds will not stay up because they're so much better. it's because there's 3 teams that'll be worse than us in the league this season. And a lot of people are saying Everton, you know, Forest, I just think they've brought a lot of players in and they're just struggling to gel, which is the other risk that you have when you bring on lots of players. They won't gel, you know, and Bournemouth will be down there just because of the size and stature of their club, you know.
Absolutely.
And there'll be other teams that'll have like the flows of, you know, bad dips of bad form and things. So it's just about who hits form at the right time. But we need to hit form quickly because the end of our season doesn't look good in terms of our fixtures at all. I have looked in preparation, so we need to properly pick up the points before it gets to April, May time.
Absolutely. Well, good luck on that, and I hope you do stay up because I think your team's a cracking club. They've got Dino, Mansell, Mighty Mag, Alan, and Louis just sending nice messages from Pele. Thank you so much indeed for that. Cordy, I've got to give it to Leeds, considering where you were. Started from scratch and top marks as well. I have a DVD called Bills to Brazil about the great Brazil. Team of World Cup pass. What a footballer Pele was. Mohamed Ali of football. Yeah, he's not there the best as well. We could do the combined 11 in a bit. And always loved Pele. All the kids at school used to fight who was Pele in the playground. Used to jump as a school post. That's from Davy. Thanks for your kind words, rest in peace. Thank you, Chess. And by the way, if you do like the video, like what you see, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button as well. If you like to super chats, then click on the $sign. If you like to super chat, see what the channel's worth. And if you'd like to become a member, it's just 99p. So do consider becoming a member or super chat as well. Do follow Cordy on social media as well. These are only one plan under Bielsa, and that's attack. That's the same for any player. If they think they're bigger than the club, they are get rid. Exactly. I totally agree. Don't care what your name is, get them out. Dave Batty, Newcastle Leeds player, he is a great midfielder. Aston Allen. Wow, what a player. And Gary Speed as well.
Oh, Gary, rest in peace, Gary Speed. Yeah, we all can relate to that one. We all can relate to that one. And it's okay not to be okay, people. Always reach out if you're never okay.
Absolutely. Brazil national team is overrated down out on the Brazilian teams of the past. This 1982 team will beat up the Brazil of today and now. And 1982 was the best Brazilian time side. And add to those words, not to win a World Cup. They should have won a World Cup with that team. I'm telling you. Falcao, Socrates, right? All those great players as well that played for the famous yellow shirts as well. 98 to 2004, love R9, first World Cup I watched was 98. Always remember that game was Scotland. And that's from Paul. Big up Paul. I would love to get those Newcastle Leeds 4-3 classic backs. Always have a soft spot for them. Hope they can improve and get back to the glory days just below us. So, cheers. We want to win this game. We have to win this game. We want to stay in the top 4. We can't give charities away, but I know what you mean. If it's to finish 4-3 to us, I'll be over the moon. The games where our Leeds were losing 6 and 7 was always the top sides. What's refreshing to see Bielsa go out and try and beat the best. And at times they did. Didn't they beat Man City away 2-1? Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Yeah.
And in the following season, they got beat by 7 goals to 0. There was a clear xenophobia in the media towards Bielsa. And I tell you what, right, the way you got treated Bielsa was wrong. Cordy, can you see Southampton going down? Good Steve views from other clubs' fans. That's a mighty mag.
Oh, do you know what? I've always, for the last few seasons, like in particular, the last 2, I've seen them like flirting with relegation, and they always seem to do enough just to survive. And I think it's just down to the fact that they have been in the Premier League for quite a while, but it gets to us all at one point. At one point, they just hits a time where you go. And I think they've obviously had James Ward-Prowse to be there with scoring them goals. And if he goes, they'll I think they could potentially really struggle. But again, it's that 3 worst teams debate. I think Southampton, again, were quite fortunate last year with ourselves. There's always seems to be 3 worse teams than Southampton. And there were 3 worst teams in Leeds last season, just by the skin of our teeth, and I think it'll probably end up being the same this year.
Yeah, with you all the way, absolutely right. Leeds will be just fine. Like Newcastle, in the last few seasons, there's always 3 worst teams, and this season, I think it'll be Saints, Forest, and Wolves for me. I think Southampton will go. I think Forest will stay up. I think Everton will go, in my opinion. And I tell you something, I think Bournemouth might not be safe leave, that sort of thing. I think they're looking probably run out as well. And I tell you what, they only play one way and they play the low block. Watch them. They weren't that great. Good shouts there's Paul. Does chatting to Paul. And Davey saying, one of the boy Leeds were the biggest hackling BS, especially being in Birmingham. He used to get dogs abuse back in the day. I tell you something. And they play now and they tag like Ronaldo. I tell you what, let me tell you something, right? He won't last. No way. Norman Hunter, Alan Clark, Peter Loma, Eddie Gray. Oh my God, those names are massive.
Oh, 100%. Imagine Grealish. Imagine Grealish. Grealish wouldn't have a minute on the blooming pitch. He'd be always falling down, laying on the floor with players like that. Which would be funny. It was bad enough last night. Again, but there's no surprise there.
Exactly. Keep those comments coming, rude people. Hit the like, subscribe. 45 people watching the show live. Thank you very, very much indeed. I really appreciate that as well. Share the love for me and share the love for CODYS as well. We're going to do a player combination in combined 11 now. I know that most Newcastle are going to get in the team. I guarantee you, but we try to be as fair and equal as you can. So in goal, who would you keep? Meslier or Nitpo?
It's got to be Pope. I think Melier deserved a lot of credit from last night's performance. He very much kept us in it. But Pope, he's managed to save 80% of shots that he's faced, which is an absolute fantastic statistic. And he's kept 8 clean sheets. Is it this season?
8 clean sheets. He does.
Yeah,
8 clean sheets.
Something ridiculous like that. Whereas Melier's only kept 2. He has made quite a lot of saves. But I think that says more about the fact of our defence, the fact that he's had to make a lot of saves. But yeah, he's still developing. Is Melier still relatively young, especially for a keeper. But Pope, I've spoke to like this Newcastle fan on Twitter called Jordan for quite a while, and he said for years that Nick Pope should be England's number 1, and I don't think he's wrong, to be honest. I still don't understand why Pickford always gets chosen above him.
I know, and he's turned down a 5-year contract and everything. That's not surprising at all whatsoever. So yeah, let's hope Nick Pope is the number 1 goalkeeper for the years to come, because I think he's an excellent goalkeeper, great distributor as well, and that's why Martin de Braca, excuse me, is kicking up a fuss, because he don't want to be number 2 for Newcastle, but he goes to United and he plays at number 2 at Old Trafford. So he's out of the fire into another fire. So the best we forget about this guy, the better. Let's move on to the right back. Who would you pick as right back?
Good question. Definitely not Christiansen. Definitely not him. You've just it's quite easy. Yeah, exactly. You're typing the name as we speak.
There you go.
Quite easy. Very, very easy decision to make. Like you say, he's very quick on the ball. His passing accuracy is up there, and he's very good at set pieces as well. It's tricky. So it's a no-brainer. No-brainer.
No-brainer. Katie.
Consistent. I think that's the key. And we've spoken about 2 centre-half pairings already as well a little bit. So I think we know who's going to be going there.
Exactly. That's Katie. 52 people watching. Hit that likes, please, people. It's absolutely fantastic. And CODYS making it happen for us as well. Left back. Who would you play at left back?
Well,
this is your team, by the way, not my team.
No, I know. It's hard because I wanted to put up a fight, but can't really do that. So we have Firpo, who's been out injured for most of the season, playing as far as a left back. And then we typically have been playing Pascal Strike at left back, which he's a centre half at trade, so he doesn't really belong there, let's say. So yeah, it doesn't give us much manoeuvre when it comes to left back. It's a very much a problematic position, unfortunately, with us. I know that in terms of left back with yourselves, who's been good for you there? Have you had the same left back?
I mean, I would say for me, it's Dan Burn for me, because I think he's been absolutely outstanding. When he's asked to play there, he's been absolutely fantastic. Matt Target, when he came from Lund Jarry, he was fantastic as well, but he's just not been in the first team. I try to pick players on team on form, right? Yeah. And Dan Burn has been absolutely fantastic as well. So for me, personally, I'll go for Dan Burn at left back, and that's no disrespect to Virgo. So
it's definitely he's not been playing, to be fair. But like you say, Dan Burn, he's your back four are just doing in harmony. They're in harmony, and that's the thing. If your back four are in harmony, that's what you need. Rather than not knowing where each other are playing, not knowing positional sense. So yeah, I think that's fair.
Brilliant stuff. Dan Burn left back. Let's go for the centre backs. Give us your two centre backs pairing.
It's got to be Botman. Got to be 100%. It's just it's a no-brainer. He's very good, like very composed. Even when things and pressure's on, he seems to just hold his nerve. Good in the air as well, which you do expect from centre backs, but Leeds with centre backs and corners and stuff like that, we get a bit shaky with corners. So which is a well-known fact. I'm not telling Newcastle fans stuff that is a surprise. So yeah, definitely Botman. Again, can't argue for Cooper to be there, no chance. Can't argue for Llorente to be there, no chance. Can't argue really for Cock to be there either. He has done better this season as Cock, so he's improving. But I guess it's the man that we were talking about earlier in Shah. So I'd say him with Botman. They've seemed to have done a very good pairing, and I know that they've kept, I think Botman's six clean sheets this season in when he's played, and Shah's had 5. So yeah, that's been consistently good.
Yeah, fair enough. So we're gonna go Fabian Schär.
Is that how you pronounce it? Schär?
Yeah, Fabian Schär, Fabian Schär. Probably Schär beat that first. So someone says Schär, but depends how you pronounce off it, Fabian Schär. But it is what it is. So thank you very much indeed, Chess. Thank you indeed for that. It's now 53 people. I think Foster Stoke now with Scarpa signing Southampton, Everton down for sure. And last place will be between Leeds, Bournemouth. Leeds need to sign someone who can score consistently, and that's what you need very, very quickly. Good evening to Unai Emery, and I call it Unai Emery because as he says he's been in as well. And Soup Spoon, thank you so much for your kind comments, mate. And move. I just go over his comments. Woods and Lascelles will be good signing to Leeds. Chris Wood used to play for Leeds United and Lascelles as well. I think if you get those two, I think Leeds will definitely stay up. But I just cannot see Chris Wood leaving Newcastle at all whatsoever. I really cannot. Lascelles can go, but I just cannot see Chris going anywhere. Leeds one good out for me. I hope it's Everton since, and hopefully Liverpool. That's from Alan. Leeds apparently want Woods on loan. I don't think that move's going to happen anytime soon. Big up to Mike and Jenna. I do appreciate that Newcastle said the blue 4th kit will be out soon in August and release it in December. Loose definition of soon there. That is interesting. That's very interesting. Rest in peace for thank you, Rennie, Leicester City fan. Susan, you're going to have to explain what that means, Pet, because I don't understand it at all whatsoever. I really don't. Hopefully, stays up. They're a proper footballing team. And you got Chester to Rennie. The Leeds kit is so awesome. We need to get Adidas back for our Newcastle shirts. That's going to happen next season, I hope. Eddie's chatting to everybody else as well from Subset, etc. And Mike is chatting to I Like Coffee. End of the month for literally Pele. And let's have a look at this news. Botman's new Woodgate without the injuries. Paul, well said, this. I'll focus off for Cordy here. Having to pick the band. You got some play.
I'm trying genuinely to be like, but we have got so and so, and he's not that bad, I promise you. And it's not going to sound convincing. I will be getting. I promise Leeds fans that I will get one Leeds player in there, at least one.
Yeah, absolutely. I Like Coffee. Hold that thought, mate. We come back to your question in a bit. Hold that thought, please. Yeah, we're not going to ignore that at all. So we're going to go for the midfield now in the CDM. Well, should be CDM. Who'd you go for the CDM?
Well, we won't play this like how we won't do it like CDM necessarily, but
no, do central midfield then. Anything.
We'll just do proper central midfields, but
yeah,
we'll just do three. So Bruno has to be in there. I just, to be honest with you, it got to a point where I love the fact that everyone, like all Newcastle fans, just
we're drawn.
You absolutely dote off him, and you love him, and it makes me laugh when I see him against certain like Manchester United fans. That made me a bit ill. Say that he's a better Bruno, and he is. We'll give you that one. So yeah, very very good player.
He is.
So,
from the very top.
Yeah.
Brilliant stuff. Yes.
Yes.
And okay. Go on.
Adams. Tyler Adams.
You get Tyler Adams, yeah. Is he left-footed or so right? He's left-footed, yeah.
It don't matter, but I think I'm making the argument that it should be in instead of Longstaff. And that's nothing against
Longstaff. I'll agree with you.
Good. We agree on it.
I agree with you.
I just think he brings a lot. He's the energy that Adams has is second to none.
100%.
He can control the midfield. And last night, for instance, if we had Adams playing, unfortunately he was suspended due to a red card, but if he was playing, he makes Rocker look really good, or at least good, whereas Rocker looks average without Adams. And there's nothing wrong with Rocker, but he's not quite there without Adams. Adams is like our new Phillips. He keeps the ball going, in the sense of linking up the defense to what attack we've got there, which is really good. So I'd say Adams there.
Adams, cool. It's your combined, so go for one more central mid.
I wish I could. Wish I could name a Leeds player again, but I can't. Not really. Not being realistic here.
No, that's fine.
Which is a shame. I'd say Willock just on this one.
Just Willock.
Yeah, just. And to be fair, I think he'd work well with the other two, Adams and Bruno. I think they'd make a very I shouldn't be giving you ideas here because that actually looks like a decent.
No, it's fine.
Decent. That's a decent three, isn't it? Shouldn't be giving you ideas, or a certain Eddie Howe some ideas. Don't be nicking Adams off us. Not yet. We need him. So. I think he's improving. Is Willock he's just coming into strides, but again, it's what I say about the fact that he's got Bruno there with him at the side of him, it helps when players have players who can coach them and almost be there as like a bit of a support. Other players then come on and they improve massively in the sense of it makes them relax. And I found that with Willock when he's had Bruno there, and the same with Rocker when he's got Adams there. So yeah,
brilliant stuff. Now having midfield Adams, Guimaraes, and Willock. Now give us a fun for you. We're going to start with the left-hand side.
Left-hand side. See, an honourable mention to Galanta here. He's just young. He's young. He's very much coming into it for me. So yeah, I think he'll be up there at some point. But in terms of it can't be him because he's just young. It can't be Siniestra because he's just not played enough either. So yeah, you might as well just type it, John. You might as well type it. It's getting easy for you. This.
Okay. And what's the name?
Might as well just, you might as well just type it. So God,
I tell you what, I'm going to be kind to you.
You're making it embarrassing.
No.
Nah.
I'm going to put it in.
You're gonna put Siniestra in. To be fair, on his day he's nice, but and he's good, but he's not played for a while. And thanks for being kind to us. That's appreciated.
Because I'm nice to you. Because ASM's not been played. He's playing well, but he hasn't played for a few months, sort of thing. You know what I mean? He's been sub as well. And when it comes on, sort of thing, he does try. But look, he's a wonderful player, ASM, honestly.
He is.
That I do like Sinisterra, so I think this guy's going to be a world beat in a couple of years' time. I really do.
I think he's got that spark. He's got that energy, like you say. When we are missing him. We're missing him massively. He's not played for us that much. Yeah. But to have that impact already,
cool.
Is hard.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised you went with that though. In all honesty, but yeah, we'll know that. We'll put for this one. We'll put Almiron here.
Almiron, Miggy.
Yeah, we've got a.
We got that one right, haven't we?
I'm surprised that you you dropped Joelinton then.
It's your combined 11. I mean,
after what you were saying about him being hopefully in Brazil's team. I'm
going to be kind to you, put you in there because you're a guest. I'm going to put in Sinisterra, keep you happy. Me personally, on that left-hand side, I want to put Joelinton there because I think he's been on form as well. So I'm going to treat you. So I'll go for the comments quickly as well before we go into the strike as well. What players are Leeds looking to sign in January? And with Chris Wood being linked, will he be an upgrade to some players at Leeds? For me personally, I think he would. I think he'd make a difference the way Jesse Marsch plays style of football. I think he would 100% there. So he's not going anywhere. Best Leeds players for me is David Batty, Speedy, Eddie Gray, Peter Lorman, Aston Allen, put Sinisterra and wide left. That's exactly what I've done because she's a guest, so I'm treating her. Adam should be switched with Bruno. That's in Foxy. That's a fair shot. I've thought that as well. Can't imagine the backers were happy right you went to Man U to get more game time after Pope and Dollar and ends up getting one appearance. And you nearly messed that one up as well. Good shout. Leeds fans, they got Chris. You will confident. You will win comfortably because our defense is garbage. Chris, welcome to my show. Hit that subscribe button, please, mate. And also as well, I'm going to respect you. And that is that as well. So big up to the panel. Thank you for subscribing, mate. I really appreciate that. The Blacks play 2 or 3 games. No Joelinton. That's not my combination combined 11. It is CODYS. So she's got a choice to make. And Chris is chatting to Chris. Joelinton has to be in that midfield and plays a Willett to fit Sinisterra in. That's from Foxy. For me, again, it's CODYS. It's CODYS. This combined 11. And end of the day, what she decides, is hers. So here's a combined 11. Oh, we've got a striker. Who would you play up front striker?
Again, it's a hard one because obviously, you know, your top striker's been injured for a lot of the season. So it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one, that one, actually. It won't be Bamford. I'm not thinking of Bamford, don't you, because he's nowhere to be seen. He might be back in 2025 if we're lucky. But obviously there's, you know, there is Callum Wilson, who has been injured for quite a bit. There's obviously Rodrigo, who scored 9 goals this season in a Leeds team, which, you know, has been, you know, substandard, let's say, a bit poor at times. So in terms of that, you could argue whether he should be included, but Callum Wilson, on Callum Wilson's given days, it has to be Callum Wilson, because he's a proper, what I would call a proper striker, in the sense of he gets into the box, he knows where to be. It's that zonal play, and to be fair, with this 4-3-3 system, he works well in it, better than Rodrigo would do there too. So yeah.
Excellent stuff.
Painful that, John. Painful. Makes me realise just how bad we are in all areas, really. So yeah.
I mean, you need to get to the Stera back, because at the end of the day, if you get him back, that's half the battle. That you need a striker. Yeah. But I do apologise as well. But I'm glad you named Newcastle players there. You've got Nick Pope and goal. You got Trippier, Shah, and you got Botman, Bernard back 4. Midfield 3 is Gimaresh, Willock, and Adams. The front 3 is Almiron, Wilson, and Sinisterra. For me, if it was my way, I would have played Joe Linton in place of, for me, Joe Willock, in my opinion, because I love Joe Willock. But I mean, that would have given us a strong midfield 3, and then up front they could interact as well. So I know a few Newcastle fans are not going to agree with that, but it is what it is. It's your combined 11. And you know what? And I respect you as well for that. So that is your combined 11 as well. We go for the comments as well. If you put, I think we'll do the rest of the game for the Leeds game, and will be kept for the big match against Arsenal. If you put Bamford in, and I think that will happen as well. If you put Bamford in, he'll be injured after 5 minutes. That's some foxy. He says that how it is. Apologies, I forgot the back also playing a Man U's Burnley game, so it's 2, not 1. Both cup games, so clearly not starting in a league game anytime soon. I'll be honest with you guys, he is done at Newcastle United. He is done, I'm telling you. And I think he's got 3 years left out in his contract after that. That's going to be tough as well. Who's going to pay his wages, and who is going to take him on? Sure to be take us. Will be awesome to see John in that starting 11. But what position, though? I like coffee. What position? But still. So, yeah, we go another 10 minutes of this as well. I know you're busy, lass, as well. I was going to say, give us 3 players you would take for Leeds United. If you had a choice of 3 players for Newcastle, who would you take?
Like a 3 as in 3 realistic, or 3 that we could just take, like, just naturally?
3 of your choice.
Oh, that would be good. So I definitely would take Botman, 100%. We need something. We just need something in defence. Like, we need to stop leaking goals. I'd just take your spiniest squad, to be fair. Botman, Wilson, and Bruno. Just the spine. The spine I'll do. We do need a left back, and I know that we need a left back, but yeah, we'll get a left back elsewhere. Don't know where, but we'll get one. Spine, because then if we take the spine, it'll make you weaker as well. That's the whole thing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What about yourself? If you were to take 3 from Leeds?
For 3, I take Tyler Adams, because I think he'd be perfect for our midfield as well. That can make a difference. I would take Gononto as well. And I think it's going to be fantastic. And he has to come out. I really, truly believe that. And I think you know the third on this, Cordy. You know who's the third I'm on about, don't you?
Yeah, just a bit.
Yay!
Just a bit. Yeah, Sinner.
Yeah, silly. Yeah, you knew I was going to say that, didn't you?
Yeah,
Wow.
just so.
If he's available, let us know, because I take him at Newcastle. I take him all day long. That guy is absolutely on fire when he does play, and I hope he comes back into full fitness anytime soon. So that's my 3. I could see Dubaka going to a lower Premier League side like West Ham or Wolves. He's definitely too good for the Championship, but not good enough for top 6, maybe even top 10. That's a Mike. I love Martin, but I'm afraid to say that it's just he needs to be moved on, unfortunately. There's a photo of Shearer celebrating with John's going like, yay! Shearer celebration as well. You can have 3 South Wood and the sales for 50p. That's a Manson.
We'll take Wood for 50p. We'll take Wood for 50p. Better than no striker. Better than Bamford at the moment, who just can't have 5 minutes.
Absolutely. Allison for Leeds, that's looked decent. I like Allison, by the way. I've seen him, he looks decent. I like him, by the way. I really do, and he'll get better. Target to Leeds will be a good move for both. Wouldn't be totally upset if you saw it either. It's a position we need to improve on. That's and Foxy. I like I like targets, but unfortunately, it's just he's not getting the first team. He's not going the first team at all whatsoever, which is a shame, because I think he's done a bit for Newcastle. But unless he's prepared to stay as a squad player, then that is fine. But if he wants to move on, let him move on. Come on, Wigan, beat the Mackhams. That's for my co-host Tony. And I'm going to see if I can get you on Tony's show for the match review as well. I'm sure Tony wouldn't mind that at all, because I'll be away up in Newcastle. So, and we talk about it after the show anyway. I like Gennaro. It looks like a decent striker, but a bright future ahead of him. Absolutely, Mason. Well said. Did you see the news about Kieran Clark and Eddie Howe still being in touch? Nice of Eddie to check on players out on loan. I've heard that, and I think that is damn good management as well. And so what? Give us your predicted team lined up for Saturday, Cordy.
Probably near enough the same as what it was last night. So it'd be Melier, Christensen. Think Cooper will play. Then Cock probably strike in left back, and then we'll have Adams back, so it'll be probably Adams and Rocker rather than Forshaw. And then we will also play. That's a hard one actually, because whether Nonto or Somerville starts is debatable. But finishing off our midfield, Forshaw will probably slot into there as well, to match with Rocker and Adams, just because I think depends if he wants to go offensive or like more on the attack or defence. If he wants to go more attacking, he might include Aronson there, but it just depends on what he wants to do. And then I think Rodrigo, Somerville and Nonto, hopefully. But Harrison might want a game. But there's a whole rumor mill going on still, whether Harrison's resting himself because he's got an offer on the table by a certain club. I wonder who that club would be. So he might play, but I think it'll be very much the same as last night, but just with Adams coming in.
Cool.
Really.
Brilliant stuff.
Yourself?
We go through. We're going to go with the same as well. I think Chris Wood will probably start. I think Callum Wilson will be saved for the Arsenal game, but I think Chris Wood will probably start up front. I mean, for us in goal, it'd be Nick Pope. Right back would be Trippier. On the other side, it'd be Dan Burn. It'd be Fabian Schär and Sven Botman in the back four. The midfield three will be, for me, it'll be Bruno, Sean Longstaff, and I've got a feeling it'll be Joe Willock, and up front it'll be Miggy, Amiron, Joe Linton, and Chris Wood up front. It's going to be a fun three. We beat Leicester by 3-0, so I don't see why Eddie needs to break up that team. I mean, if ASN comes in on left-hand side, that is great. And if not, it'll go with sub again. But I trust Eddie Howe all the way, who he picks. And I trust him. And I'm not going to moan because at the minute, we've only lost one game this season. But that's Eddie Howe for you. No one can guarantee a place. ASM has found out to his cost. And he has not kicked up a fuss as of yet. And long may it continue. That's 4-3-3. And we'll see what happens on that game. We're going to go into prediction in a bit, go over his comments again. He also has a good goal at Grealish last night. Also, I don't know what if he had done, wow. Miggy had a go at him as well. Basically, yeah, he said that he's not good enough in Newcastle, making fun of him. But guess what? He scored more goals than Jack Grealish. I'd just leave it right there. Frankly, what's happened to Target is shocking. Had a great game against Arsenal, and Bruno told the owners to sign after the game. Then he doesn't start from worst games. Well, I don't know what's going on. You need to ask Eddie on that question. I hope that question gets asked of Eddie in the press conference tomorrow morning. Big up to Wayne, by the way, and the lad and lasses. Hi to you, Wayne. I hope you're okay. He cannot start when Byrne has been classed. Exactly. That's the thing. He's had a decent game. And, Dan Byrne's position's there to see. Eddie was saying better get a new club, you twat. That's what Davey said. I was surprised Forrest was still at Leeds. Yes, he is. He's been there for quite a while. Dan Byrne isn't putting on foot wrong and left back, hence why Tiger can't get a game. That's well said, Tony. Well said, mate. I feel for Tiger too. He wanted to get an England team as well when he joined us, especially with England shorts on left backs. And he still plays Luke Shaw left back. It's nice to have the problem of having too many good players when in the past we were arguing over who was worse. Never gets old. Exactly. I love competitions, by the way. Target was out with illness. Byrne got his chance and took it. That's how the game goes. That's from Jason B. They got to Jason. Target was gutted when he scored the own goal against Rayo, but nice of Pope, tripping him Botman, lifting him up and getting back onto his feet. That's a great team spirit. I like that. Tony, it's chatting to Tony, and he also said, that's why I want a quality left winger. So ASN has a strong competition, which will improve his game. I have to agree with you, Tony. I have to agree, mate. Target and Byrne fighting with left back. Imagine Lewis and Dummett. I tell you what, I think Jamal Lewis needs to be moved on, to be fair. As for Paul Dummett, I think he's done at Newcastle. I really do think he's done. I'm coming back home in Newcastle on the Toon, and that's why he didn't come on my show, Tony. That is not good enough. And Cody was looking forward to seeing you, by the way, and she is so upset that you didn't come on my show, Tony. I tell you what, I'm going to have to have words with you, my guy. I'm going to have to have words with you, but bless him. I love Tony, but I do love him. Right, let's go on to the predictions. How do you think the game is going to go between Newcastle against Leeds? Do you fancy course of the shock at St. James's Park, or is it not going to be a good day?
I hope it's not going to be a bad day, but whether it's going to be a good day is another question. I think we'll keep it quite. Hopefully, we'll keep it quite respectfully. I think it'll be a bit tighter than what you're probably all expecting. I think hopefully, I think you'll probably beat us 2-1 if I'm being quite pessimistic. Best we could probably hope for is a draw. We don't have the best record up there anyway. But who knows? Who knows? It's anything can happen on any given day. You know, you've just got to take a look at, Brentford beating Man City at home. It happens. Obviously we beat Liverpool away. So there's always a little fluke result which can happen. But and Tyler Adams raring to go again. So he's had a bit of rest and hopefully brought some momentum back. But 2-1 to yourselves. But hopefully 1-1 at least.
Fantastic. I hope that's the case. I'm going to go 3-1 to Newcastle. I think you'll score because you got goals in your team, but I think you're going to win by 3-1 because you're quite leaky at the back. And if you let Bruno just take the game, then you're going to have problems. Miggy's on fire, and also Chris Wood bullies about as well. If ASM starts, I'll tell you something, it could have a field day. And I'll go 3-1 to Newcastle United. I'm sorry, Cord. I'll try to be nice to you, by the way. And
you could have said 6-0 to.
I could have done, but I say no. Out of respect. And, and we've got Jan as well. Big up to Jan from Belgium. Rest in peace, Pele. Nice words. Value drinking time and seeing family. Big up to Tony's family as well, by the way. And Tony's family. And who have a fantastic time, Tony. And yeah, you deserve it, mate. You work hard. Do check out his channel. It's all black and white TV. And he's got over 200 subscribers now. Just hit him up and he'll be over the moon. Our January fixtures are hectic. Arsenal, we're on the 3rd. Sheffield Wednesday on the 7th. Leicester at home on the 10th. We'll be still in the cup as well. 2-1 to Newcastle from Paul. On recent form, we cannot drop Burn. He's been class. I have to agree. Sorry, Cody. 3-0 to Newcastle. Totally saying 3-0 as well. Sorry, Cody. I think it's going to be 4-0 to the Toon. And I'm going 2 each. That's Isla Coffee. Lisa round the pill first. Oh, bless. I love Isla Coffee. Like, if Chris Banks was in the chat, he would have talked about Elton John, I'm telling you. Miguel Bruno. Cheers, Jess. Thank you so much, Jess. I really appreciate Modernist. Thank you so much indeed. I appreciate that. I love you to bits, Jess. You are a legend. Top mod. I'm saying 3-1, but also think a lot of key players will be rested for the Arsenal game. So we could play an understrength team against Leeds. Me personally, I'd rather play a stronger team, go 3 up at half time, then rest the players. I'm saying 3-1 goals. You read that. And last but not least, wait, it's a home game of going 3-0 to Newcastle. He said 2 each, and then he changed his mind. Yay. You saved yourself, I love coffee. You saved yourself, mate. Yeah, sure. Take care, bro. See you on the next show, John. Gareth, you're welcome anytime, my guy. Make sure you come back again. Love you lots. Well, I think 4-5, no guarantee. Come on, the lads. Yes. That's a win. And bye to I like coffee as well. So, Cordy, that's going to end of the show there. It's been brilliant. Can you tell us where you can find your socials, please, so people can follow these?
Yeah. So I'm on Twitter, Cody LUFC Croc. So post most things about football. Quite non-biased as well. I don't show much bias towards my own club. As you've seen by Combined 11. So even I will actually going to put 10 Newcastle players in, but John, being a great host, allowed me to have at least 2 Leeds players in, which was really nice. So thank you very, very much for having me on. It's been great.
Fantastic. I have a quick review backstage for 2 minutes, yeah?
Yeah,
and these as well. So, all right, but guys, if you like the video, like what you see, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button as well. And my number's going up every day. If you like to super chat us or super thanks, then click on what the channel's worth. And if you'd like to become a member, the link is there. It's just 99p to become a member. 99p. That's all it is. And I shall be back. I won't be doing the show tomorrow because I'm flying up to Newcastle. I'll do a recorded press conference reaction as well. That I'll be doing it from the airport as well. I'm sure it's going to be a recorded one. And do check us out for that. I will try to do a match reaction on Sunday. You know, if you want to come back on Sunday, Cody, you're welcome to as well. But what I'll do as well, I'll talk to you backstage as well about that in a bit. You got one by John Cody, and I thought it was Leeds away. We're at home. We're at home. We're at home. H-O-M-E, home. But home or away, we still get somewhere. John, get Cody as a regular spot on your show. Yeah, sure, John. Do you know what? I love that because Macy's a Man U fan. She's a regular on my show as well. She's coming back next week, I hope. So, yes, that'll be discussed. So, guys, thank you so much indeed. Don't go away, Cody. I'll chat to you in a bit. But please, guys, thank you for watching our show. And it's been amazing. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Give us your prediction as well. And give us your team prediction as well. And thank you very much for watching us, guys. And I should be up in Newcastle tomorrow. I'll be at the match on Saturday. I should be in the video vlog as well. So if you want to come and have a quick interview, I should be happy to record you. But thank you so much indeed for watching. It's a goodbye and bye and goodbye. Hey, thank you for joining us, Vid. I was going to say, I forgot to ask you, did you enjoy